like all over the world, all right, that even like look like other nations. All right, but the thing is, like the Lord's only he's only dealing with the elect, like whether or not like what tribe you are or where you're scattered. Like he's only dealing with you if you're of the elect. Yeah, you got a question?
Yeah, I just want to know what do it mean.
All right, basically we're out here. We're preaching the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great according to the Bible. All right, and that you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
I just started back. You want to switch
All right,
up?
for example, the tribe of Judah, all right, is you so-called American Negroes. All right, the tribe of Benjamin.
I mean, I just want to know real quick, cut you off my bus camera. Is it Christian? Is it Catholic? Is it Muslim?
All right, it's
not Muslim.
It's a nationality. All right, but everything it's based on the Bible. It's not a religion.
Okay. Everything's about the Bible.
Yeah.
All right, put you on, bro.
All right, man.
Now my get on right there.
This is Matthew 24. Matthew 24 verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1. Yep. And to every man according to his several ability. And straightway took his journey. And say, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that hath received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. And say his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things.
You got some questions?
Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
All right. So what happened is, all right, the Lord, like there's certain like levels of like different understanding. And that's what the talents are talking about. All right, but like even if you have like one talent,
you got the scriptures right here on the picture right here. You got all the scriptures.
There's like one
the real
time
Jews
like
in the Bible is black too.
There's one camp that like had a video that said like the only scripture you need to know is Matthew 15 and 24. Matthew 15 and 24. All right, but of course like
I don't know,
like if you only know that one scripture, like you have like limited understanding, but you have like enough understanding to like teach people like what you know and all that, but you can't just like what I said before, like you can't like when you come up here, all right, and listen to what we have to say, you're either sealed for salvation or destruction. All right, and if like you'll be like sealed for destruction because like right now, like when you receive this knowledge, you have blood on your hands. Like if someone could hold Ezekiel 33. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 22. It say, he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
3,
then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not sowed. It say, and I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answering said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I had not sowed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him and give it to him which have 10 talents.
Yeah, another thing is like all right, that's how quick like the Lord can be like dealing with one person and then like take that person's understanding and give it to someone else. Like it's like a lot of prime examples. There's been like certain like camps in other states where it would start out with like one group of people, and then there'd be a whole different group of people that might not have even like known each other. Like for example, that happened like to the camp in Miami. like they got cast out, but then there was a whole other group of people, all right, that replaced it. All right, and all right, but that's also talking about like how like once you receive this knowledge, you have to like do something with it, even if you have like a limited like understanding. Like even if you don't know all the deep breakdowns, like at least like because the first things you know, at least you know 28th chapter of Deuteronomy, all right, the first chapter of Revelation, all right, that like just like one talent that like that those things itself are deep, or like that's deep enough. You can like just with those like two like chapters and precepts, you can do a lot. All right, and that's talking about that usury. All right, because like you can still like that 28th chapter of Deuteronomy, like all right, that's just it sums like everything up.
This is Ezekiel 3:17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way."
Yeah, and that's like if you all right, we're giving people warning because like we have the knowledge, we have that talent. All right, because like the destruction of America, these right, that one talent, all right, right, that can pertain to like all these basic scriptures, like I said before, the first chapter of Revelation, all right, the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy, all right, the 33rd chapter of Ezekiel, all right, Zechariah, all right, Zechariah the 13th chapter, like the scriptures about like the 2/3. All right, these are just like basic scriptures where you can just like watch a video, like highlight it, all right, and then
Pretty much receive
yeah, you can, after just like going through that, or you can teach others and you could at least like break down like all that stuff. I mean, but it might, but like if you just like receive it and not like do anything with it, all right, then all right, that's being wicked. All right, and that's why in that parable, like the Lord like punished that servant and then gave that talent, all right, to the one with 10 talents. All right, the one that that put that work in instead of doing nothing.
This is First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1. "And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but unto carnal, even unto babies in Yahushua." Let me read that back. This is First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1. "And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as to babies in Yahushua. I fed you with milk, and not with meat, for hitherto ye were not able to bear it. Neither yet now are ye able."
Yeah, and another thing is like or you have to like pace yourself in this truth, or you got to start out with the basics. All right, and like that's another reason why like people like like people like fall out or get cast out or suspended or whatever the case. Like I've seen cases where it's like some people are like repent from certain doctrines they bring out like themselves and all that. All right, for example, like one example is like the flat Earth and all that. Like that, like you're just going you're going like above and beyond when you don't have to. You just have to like stick. Like my recommendation is just like stick with what you know. All right, there's like more like complex like scriptures and breakdowns. All right, that you don't like know yet. Keep just like watching lessons and taking notes on it. All right, until you go out and like teach it and break it down yourself. All right, and that's like for example, like when my parents like first started like feeding me like things like steak and all that, even when like they would just cut it up into like little pieces. All right, and then feed you like that. Alright, just like break it down where you understand. Alright, but then alright, not trying to like when Paul was talking about like endless things about genealogies and all that. Alright, just like for example, like trying to figure out like who the tribe of Dan is, and alright, just all that, just stick with the basics and stick with prophecy. Alright, prophecy like the chip. Alright,
Hey,
the
come on.
missiles. Alright, the basic scriptures about alright, the breakdown of who the 12 tribes are. Alright, the judgments. Alright, the color of the Lord. Alright, alright, and then from there get a good foundation on that. Alright, and then alright, and then just like go on other things, because
21.
like as far as like
21.
like the elders and apostles and all that, they've been in the truth for like 30 plus years. Alright, so they can do a better job of just like breaking down alright, the more like complex scriptures, because like even with that homework assignment, like I believe it was Second Ezra's, he had us like break down, I think it was the 11th chapter. Like it was I had a hard time with that. I got a whole bunch of books about you know, like Alexander the Great, the different like wars that happened in Greece, like Ptolemy. Yeah. But yeah, it was very like it was like very like it was actually like trying to like follow a recipe and like cooking the meat before you eat it and all.
Ecclesiasticus, aka Sirach, chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Yeah, I mean like the shape of the world and all that. Just know that it's gonna be bombarded with missiles. Alright, and then like alright, just be patient enough to like find out what it looks like when you get up in those chariots, for crying out loud. I mean, alright, but to like go, alright, and alright, to like go and teach something that the elders like didn't even teach, alright, because they, first and foremost, they did teach, alright, that the world is actually round, alright, they did like, they debunked that like it's been a good 5 years since they like 4 or 5 plus years since they did a video on that. But they only touched on it briefly, but we've already been through that.
Gotcha. That's what Paul said. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4. It's like if 1 Corinthians 3 verse 9 and 10. It say for we are laborers together. It say with Yahweh. Ye are Yahweh's husbandry. Ye are Yahweh's building, according to the grace of Yahweh which is given unto me. As a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
Yeah, and like for any of you who have done any type of like especially like you know construction jobs, like where they just have you like unload and just assemble things, like just and everything has to be done like everything has to be done like by the book, or like
Pinpoint, or you would go
Yeah.
off, or you would mess the whole
yeah, and
building
if you
up.
fuck it up,
Right.
because like I remember like we were setting up, like I had like this one temp job, we were setting up like this display, alright, and alright, and we set it up the way we thought like the book said to set it up, and it was still wrong. Alright, so that's how it is like in this truth, like you might, like as far as like a flat earth, like you might go into like the word like firmament, alright, and think you're right, you might think you're like being like diligent, like and helpful to the truth, when you're really being like detrimental. Alright, so there's like a certain like subject, there's like a certain like part of the building, and there's a certain part you think you need to use. You got to consult your spiritual supervisor, right, before you go into that. All right, and then until you get that feedback, until you get a response as to whether it's right and like what you like really need to do and how to break that down and all that, just don't don't deal with that subject until you know what you're doing. All right, but a lot of people aren't humble enough to do that.